Okay, this module 4, we're going to break it into a couple different parts. This first part, we're going to go through the Form 941. We briefly looked at it or discussed it with the look back period and when it's due, how often it's submitted in the end of module 3. After we go through the 941, we're going to do a practice to make sure we have that down. We're going to update our template. And then the last part of this module is going to look at real life Social Security. Frequently asked questions that I have heard and that I've had myself. And so we're going to go through a lot of those. And I think you'll really enjoy that part because it's applicable to everybody. All right, so let's start in here. We're going to go through this Form 941. It's not incredibly difficult. It's probably one of the more difficult ones that we'll have. And especially it gets to be more difficult when we have the Social Security cap involved. All right, so the 941, it deals with did the employer report and collect and then eventually send off their FICA taxes, which is the Social Security and Medicare, and the federal withholdings. So those are the three ones that we're going to look at. All right, so let's go into our notes here in Module 4. First thing to remember, we briefly talked about this in Module 3. You file the business files a 941 every quarter, and it's due at the end of the following month. You can get an up to 10-day extension if you have filed all of that prior quarter payments on time. But the biggest thing to remember is just that it's due at the end of the next month. That's the easiest. Okay, so remember when you do a 941 and you are making your payments, you're typically, almost all employers are going to be either a monthly or a bi-weekly depositor. Okay, and they're going to usually make these deposits electronically nowadays. So monthly depositor, remember we had the term look back period. So the look back period, it goes back a whole year from July through June of the following year. And it's going to see, how much did you collect in taxes for the FICA and federal holdings? If you collected under 50,000, then you're going to be a monthly depositor. And then if you collected over 50,000, you're going to deposit every other week. Okay, let's come down here. This is one exception where if you're really, really small and you have perhaps just one part-time employee, you may file a 944, and that's a yearly form. 99% of employers will file Form 941. All right, so as you can see here, I've got Form 941 up so we can get a good visual of what's going on. And over here in my notes, kind of give you a brief explanation of each item. Okay, so remember, every employer who has an employee will have an employee identification number. It's 9 digits, just like a Social Security, but they help kind of break it up so doesn't look just like a Social Security by just doing a 2-digit and then 7 digits. Still 9, just how it's broken down, instead of how we typically do our Social Security, which is 3, 2, and then 4. Over here to the right-hand side are the which quarter are you filing for the Form 941? So we'll want to make sure that would be checked as well. Then we come down here. Line number 1 is fairly easy. All we've got to do is for the date that's shown, and we would pick out if this was made in 2021, and you can see it was revised in June. So they even are saying here, we know that this isn't quarter 1. I don't know why they would take it out, because maybe somebody was filing late. And so now it's kind of hard to do quarter 1. You can't really click on it. Whereas you can click here, well, sometimes you can't, if it's a fill-in form. But you come down here and they even took out quarter 1. Anyway, you come down here, you find the date of the quarter you're in, and then you see how many employees did I have? And that's all you do is just write in the number of employees. That's easy. All right, line 2, your wages, tips, and other compensation. This is not really clear, but what line 2 wants is your federal taxable compensation, not your gross wages. your federal taxable wages for the quarter. So when we go in and we're filling out line 2, we're going to do it on the federal wages, not the gross. Line 3, that's going to list how much in federal income taxes did we collect. Remember, all of these amounts are for the quarter, not for the payroll period or not for the whole year. That's where most people get mixed up, is they try to put the whole year amounts in. We don't want to do that. We want to do it just for the quarter. We're not going to do anything with line 4. We're going to come down here to line 5. And the 2 we're going to fill in are line 5A and line 5C. We're going to do the Social Security and the Medicare. The Social Security is the hardest one of all of them. And that's simply because when there's a cap hit. So we're going to add up all of the taxable Social Security wages, and even it puts that in here. I don't know why they don't put it here. They should. But here they put in the taxable Social Security wages. And we're going to put that in. Now, when there's a cap hit, the taxable Social Security wages is we got to actually figure it up, because some of the wages at the end may not be taxable if the employees hit the cap. And then we're going to multiply that by, if you recognize this number, this is 6.2. Remember, that's the Social Security for the employee, but it's doubled because we're going to add in the employer's portion too. That's also due. So 6.2 plus 6.2, that's where they get the 12.4. And that's how much tax should be collected for Social Security. We're going to come down for the Medicare. Medicare is an easy one to do because all of the wages are going to be used. There's no cap. We're going to use the taxable Medicare wages and multiply that by the 1.45 times 2. And so they just tell you that here, do 2.9%. We're going to add up these two amounts, the two taxes, and we're going to put them right here in 5E. And then the last, and then we're going to skip line F, and then we're going to add up all of the taxes, and that's what line 6 is. We're going to add up line 5E, which was these two, and we're going to add up, we're going to also include line 3, and it tells you that right here. So you even have to remember it. So add up line 3 plus 5E. We're not going to have anything for 5F, and that's the total taxes that are due. Then we're going to jump down. We're not going to worry about any of these 7, 8, 9. Whatever's in line 6 will drop down automatically to line 10. And then whatever's in line 10 will drop down to line, let's see here. We got a lot more new things. We're going to come down to, this is all things due to everything that we have down here. All things due to COVID having been entered in. So it's a lot different than the normal 941. We're just going to add up. We're going to come down here to line, let's see, line 12. We're going to put in the amount. And we're not going to worry about all of this other COBRA, qualified sick, the employee retention. That's all stuff that's just for the current year. It's not normally here on the 941. And then line 12 comes down to the total deposits, line 13. And then when we're towards the end, as you'll see, we're going to come down here. And this is going to be the last part we do. The last part is going to have the total, how much did we end up owing each month, or basically, hopefully it's what we actually sent in. It's what was due. Now, whether we sent it in or not doesn't really matter. It's how much was due each month. And then when you're all done, this line here needs to equal our line 12. Right, so that's our checkpoint, and that's what we're going to do. All right, so I've gone through. This is kind of gives you an idea. The line 12 is our final big one. And then when we're all done, we want to make sure that this number does equal line 12. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to work through this example. Now, this is, as I stated here, a long calculated answer. It's going to take us a little while. So what I want you to do is I want you to pull up your template, and I'll give you, we're going to pause it here in a little bit. We're going to pull up our template. And then after you do that, I want you to go ahead and fill in all of this information to get your template all set up with our 2 employees. We've got Mike and Jackie. And watch, make sure and see when the caps are hit. Note that this is the 49th pay. So we have 48 prior pays. This is a weekly pay company. Hopefully you've got it set up to where the journal entries will be done for us. We don't have any opening amounts on this one. We're not really, that's not our concern for this one. And then we're going to walk through and we're going to actually update our template. And we're going to make it so it'll start filling in for us. And then you can go through and take out this, or you can, what I would probably do is save your lecture example, and then we'll open it back up, and then we'll go through and delete all the saved information, delete all of this for these 2 employees, and then we'll save it as our updated template. That's what we'll want to do. So then the 941 is already set up and ready to go for any future problems that we'll have. And then we'll stop and we'll have a new video just to check our work with this practice example to see how we have our template, if it's all set up and ready to go. All right, so at this point, let's go ahead and pause. I want you to bring up your payroll template that we did in week 2. Fill it out with all of the information that's provided, and we're going to start at that point. All right, let's get going on our filling out the payroll register. I'm going to go ahead and take a few minutes here and fill it out with you to make sure you have all of the numbers correct. So you'll want to check these as we go through. I've already got Mike and Jackie's name put in. The next part we're going to go ahead and we can put in is their salary. So Mike has $3,100 salary, and Jackie, it's easiest just to put this in as a formula. She earns $23 an hour times 40 hours. And then this is for the 49th pay. So our prior pays would be 48. That's going to fill in all of this information. Now, the only thing that we still have that these guys are off because we haven't filled out what's been taken out for non-taxable items, but we can also fill in this guy as well. All right, so let's go through here. It says each week, Mike has $380 taken out for federal income tax, and Jackie has 90. 401k, let's check to see if anybody does. It says each week Mike has the following taken out of his check, all right? 230 for 401k, medical 90, and our FSA 70. And then for Jackie, she doesn't have anything for 401k. Medical is 70 and flexible spending is 50. Okay, now we want to notice it didn't tell us anything about the county rate, so we're just going to leave this one blank. It doesn't really matter on this example. We're not really focused on that. We're going to come back over here, and the last thing we need to do is take care of any Social Security cap issues. And of course, I make it so there is going to be one. So as we can see, we are very close to the cap as of the 48th pay. And if you have everything set up correctly, after you put these in, we're going to note that our gross wages are now different than our taxable wages. Our taxable wages for federal are $27.10, and they're a little bit higher for Medicare and Social Security currently. But for Jackie, they're all the same. They're lower than the current, but they're all the same because she didn't have any 401k. So hopefully you have your payroll register set up with our formulas that we did back in week 2. What we're going to do at this point is we're going to go ahead and calculate how much we got to change this number right here because we're really close to the cap, and we can go ahead and just verify. We can do step 1. Prior wages is 141,120, and then we add in what we would typically have, 2940, and that's going to be over the cap. You can probably just do that in your head, but if not, you can do the 141, 120 plus 2940, and that's over the 142, 800. So if we answer yes to that we're over the cap, we're going to come down here to step 2. And this one I'm just going to put in as a formula so I can reference it right back. We're going to put in the 142.8 and then subtract out where we currently are. We're currently at 141, 120. And so all that's left is 1680. So I'm going to come up here. And this is not going to be the 2940. It's going to instead be this. And then that's going to change my answer for Social Security taxes that are taken out. And so whenever, again, you should always pause these and make sure your numbers match mine. We're going to come over here and I'm going to take a check at the net pay. The net pay that I have here, the 27.18 and 64 cents, make sure you have this as well. If you don't, check through here, see where your numbers are off from mine. Most likely, if anything, it'll be in these. But these should all be, anything that's not in yellow should be already calculated, and you should have formulas set up from your week 2. If you're having problems with any of this, get with your instructor, set up a time, 20, 30 minutes, and get your template ready to go. Because without that, it's going to be quite a bit difficult. All right, so let's look at our journal entries. The journal entries should already be done for you. We've got our wage expense equals our current gross wages. And then all of these should be filled in. Makes it real easy when you have it set up. These are going to be all of our totals. And then what we actually pay our employee, so the 27.18 that we just looked at. And then the payroll tax. Both of these employees are way over the $7,000 or $9,500 SUTA and FUTA cap, so there's nothing down here. And I even put that over here, that they're already at 7,000, so nothing is taxed. So that leaves us, we are ready to start filling out the 941. All right, so let's do that. We're gonna, I like to start it, doesn't really matter exactly where you started, but I like to start it somewhere around here. And then we kind of work our way over. So we're kind of all in this area. All right, so let's do this. We've got, I don't want that to be in red. Maybe come down a line. Form 941. And then remember, we're gonna, you want to have up the form 941 as we go along. I'll put it up as well. I'm gonna make it a lot smaller though. So this will kind of remind us on what each line was. We're not gonna even work. Oh, I came way down too far. Make sure you're all the way up. Out to row 7 or row 8. All right. So again, I think I'll start this about right here. I don't want to get in the way of my steps, and I could even move these steps over. I like to have them pretty close to my current wages, or I could even put them a little bit over here so they're by the prior. Maybe I'll do that. All right, so that allows us to, let's start the form 941 right here. And our first line, we're going to skip line 1. We're just going to go right into line 2. And a lot of these are going to be calculated answers. So remember line 2, that was the total taxable wages for federal withholding. Now, what I like to do as well is we're going to come over here a couple columns, and we're going to put in here number of pays in quarter. And we're going to reference back to this cell quite often. And this just helps us to, it'll help things go faster. I'm going, oops. So I'm gonna make this yellow because this is gonna be something, remember anything in yellow is things that we're gonna fill in. So number of pays this quarter. And if we are a weekly, paid weekly, there are 13 weeks in a quarter. So we can put in 13 here. And then a lot of our references are gonna go back to this. All right, so line 2, we're gonna put in a formula that says, take our federal taxable wages, 3510 for this week. And then we're going to multiply it because there's 13 weeks in a quarter. And that's going to be how much taxable wages we have. Now, every time, if we have the template set up correctly, this is going to calculate automatically for us from this point on. As soon as we put in this number, it's going to work. So even if there's only 3 pays in a quarter because they're paid monthly, I don't have to go through and change each individual formula. I can just change it one time here. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, line 3. There's no need to why it's bigger, but that doesn't matter. The font right now, we can clean that up later. Line 3, as long as nobody's pay has changed, that's always the assumption. When we're making a payroll template like this, we always assume that nobody's pay has changed. If they have, then it's just going to take a lot more manual work. But right now, we're going to assume we're in a more steady workforce full-time. Pay doesn't change. Hours don't change. So with the line 3, remember line 3 is how much federal income tax was withheld. Okay, so we know how much federal income tax was withheld this pay. 470. All we've got to do is then say, well, that's that times 13 pays. Now is where we get to the most complicated of this form. Our line, we're going to break this down, line 5A, because over here, line 5A has column 1 and column 2. So we're going to have column 1 and column 2. And we're going to have these filled in just a second. But to fill these in, it really will help us if we have our own little separate chart over here. And this chart is mainly set up, you could do it for any time, but it's mainly set up for those that hit the cap. Okay, so we're going to have along this top row here, we're going to have our employee names. So they automatically just come up. I'm going to reference them. So I'm going to have Mike column, and then I'm going to have Jackie column, and then I'm going to have number 3 guy column. In this case, we don't have one, but we're going to go ahead and set it up as for our template purposes. And then along this column, so we're going to have Mike, and then we're going to have different pays. And over here, these are ones that we're going to have to actually change depending on when the employee hits the cap. On this one, I know that Mike hits the cap in this pay of the 49th pay because we've had prior 48 pays and he hadn't hit the cap. But in the 49th pay, he does. So that's why we need to have this little separate chart set up so we can figure out Mike's pay for Social Security purposes and not go overboard. All right, so for Mike's pay, up through the 48th pay. Now, you think of this now, why did I put in 40? Well, this is not part of, we're going to delete this in a second. But for quarter one would have pays 1 through 12. Actually, pays, put a star there so we can see 1 through 13 for the 13 weeks. Quarter 2 Well, that's going to have pays 14 through 27. Quarter 3, it's going to have pays. We'd actually have to count this one out, but I think that may be 26. Let's see, 14. We're going to just count it out the long way because this one has 13 pays. Everybody's got to have 13 pays. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, 26. One too high. And then this one here will be 27 through 39. And you can count those out. And there's going to be 13 pays. Even though when you subtract it, you're like, hey, that only equals out to be 12. Well, so does this one. But when you count it out, you know, it's actually 13 pays. So just because when you subtract it, it says 12, well, there's actually 13 in there. And then quarter 4 would be everything else. Quarter 4 is going to be our pays 40 through 52 weeks in a year. So that's why I started this guy out at number 40. So because we're in quarter 4. And I know that because we're in the 49th pay. So between pays 40 to 48, Mike had nothing weird with his pay. So I can come through and I'm going to, well, let's go ahead and put in our other ones. Mike had an odd one in 49. His 49th pay was the weird one because that's where he hit the cap. And then all of the remainder pays, we're going to find that is at 0. And then we're going to have a total down here. So we're going to put everything in here as yellow. These are numbers that we're going to want to fill in. And then down here in the total, all I want to do is just sum our column. And then we're going to bring that over. And then we'll have one final total, which will be all of these guys added up. And make sure you're pausing this as you go. I know I kind of go somewhat fast. Pause it and just take it at your speed. All right, so pays 40 through 48. That is, we have, if you count them out, that would be 40, 41. It's going to be 9 pays. And that's going to be 9 pays at normal pay. So all we need to do, let's think about what's going on here. Mike had, this would have been Mike's normal pay for Social Security. This is what it is for the 49th pay, but all the other pays would have equaled this. So all I'm going to do is take the 2940 and I'm going to multiply that by the 9 pays. So this is how much Mike would have earned that was taxable for Social Security. So I'm going to call this our little box here. It's going to be our Social Security wages or taxable wages. Again, what I did is I simply just came over here and I wanted to find what's our normal Social Security wage. It's normally $29.40. And I multiply that by those 9 weeks that we didn't hit the cap. Now, for the week that we do hit the cap, that one's very easy. All we got to do is just reference what it is this pay for the 49th pay. And then finally, for the weeks 50 through 52, I can come over here and put in 0 because he's not going to have anything taxable. So Mike's total Social Security wages are $28,140. Now for Jackie, I could go through and fill out all of these, but I don't really need to. I could just come down here to the total, which is what I'm going to do, because Jackie's pay doesn't change and she doesn't hit the cap. So all I really need to do for Jackie is just reference her $800 here in Social Security and simply just multiply that by the 13 weeks and not even put in 13, just reference this cell here. Now, again, I could have went in and did it for the 9 weeks and then for the 1 week and then for the 3. All of these are going to add up to the same amount. I just kind of took the faster route here. Again, I took her Social Security taxable wages and simply just multiplied that by the full 13 weeks since she doesn't hit the cap. We don't have an employee 3. So this is our taxable wages for Social Security. I found this is the easiest way to get column 1, 5A. And we're just going to reference it then. $38,540. Column 2. Column 2 says, okay, once you have that amount, the hardest one there, that's one of the hardest ones to get, multiply it by 0.124. All right, we can do that. That's easy. Take this times 0.124. All right, let's skip a line and let's make now line 5C. Again, we're going to have column 1 and column 2. These are much simpler. Well, column 1, all we need to do, since there's no cap for Medicare, I just want to go up here to what is my Medicare taxable wages for 1 week, and then multiply it by number of weeks, number of pays we have in this quarter. So 3740 times 13 weeks. So this number, when somebody hits the cap, this number will be higher than our 5A. If nobody's hit the cap, they're going to be the same. Column 2, it says multiply whatever we have by 0.029. So we're going to take this times 0.029. And that's our total tax for Medicare. All right, line 5E. Remember, line 5E is just our total of the Social Security and Medicare taxes. So I'm going to take the column 2 on each of these, add them together. That's our total FICA tax. Line 6. Line 6 says take your total taxes. All right, so total taxes would be our FICA plus our federal. $12,098.94. Then remember I said we're going to skip line 7, 8, and 9. Now we come down here to line 10. We're also going to skip line 11. So line 10 and 12 are going to be the same amount, which is exactly what line 6 is. And then our final line, line 13, we want line 13. We're not going to fill it in yet. This is going to come in our very end. It's going to be down here somewhere. And we're going to equals it. And we're going to make sure that that number that it equals is the same as our line 10 and 12. And so if you don't, I want you to pause it right now to see and get caught up. And then we're going to do the bottom section. The bottom section, remember that is part 2. We're going to fill in this part down here. Take a second, get caught up, and then we'll start up. All right, we're down here to the second part, part 2. We're going to fill in each month. Now this looks like it might be kind of easy, but this is, if line 5A isn't the hardest, then this is the hardest just because it's a little bit longer and drawn out. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 3 months set up. So we're going to put in month 1. And just to help me to remember, I like to put in what weeks are we talking about in month one. So month one, and I tell us this up here, that assume December has the 5th week, because if every month only has 4 weeks, then that's only 12 weeks, and there's 13 weeks in a quarter. So we're going to assume that December has that 5th week, because when you look at a calendar, if there's only 4 weeks, that's only 28 days. Well, except for February, no month has only 28 days. So there's like 2 extra days and 3 extra days. So one of those months you have to combine everything and have an extra week in there to pay. So we're going to do it for December. So month one, our pays will be for week 40 through 43, which are 4 weeks. And month one in this case would be October. And then we're going to set it up. We're going to have how much did we collect for Social Security? How much did we collect for Medicare? And how much did we collect for federal income tax? We're going to have 3 amounts here. Then we're going to total it. And I like to, before I have a total, I like to put a little line in there. So all I did is just highlighted these and went up here to that little box, put a line. And this total is simply just going to be these 3 totaled up. Now, out here to the side, I'm going to make something very similar to what I did here. We're going to have number of pays per month this time instead of per quarter. So we're going to have October, November, and December. And over here in yellow, since this one tells us that December has the 5th week in it, we're going to put in 4 weeks for October, 4 for November, and 5 for December. All right. We know that Mike hits the cap in week 49. In month one, we're nowhere near week 49. We're only up to week 43. So no cap has been hit. So all I'm going to do for this to set up a nice formula is I'm going to take my Social Security. I can't go up here and just use this number, because this number here, well, it includes Mike at the cap. And I don't want to do that. So the best way to do it is just to come over here and say, all right, we had 30 this is what our normal Social Security would have been. So I take the 3740. That would be our weekly pay. And I want to multiply that by the employee and the employer part. So we're going to do the 0.124, which remember that's on our sheet as well. And that would be how much is collected on a typical week if we took our wages, taxable wages, times the employee and employer part. But I don't want to do it just for 1 week. I want to do it for 4 weeks. So I'm going to multiply it by the 4 over here. Okay, again, I took my Medicare wages, because this one is, we can't use this one because this has been updated for that cap. So I've got to use what it normally would be, 3740 times the 0.124, which is 6.2 twice, and then times 4 pays. Okay, we're going to do the almost exact same thing for Medicare. The only thing that's going to change is the percentage. So we're going to take 3740, and I like to put it in brackets, but on this one you wouldn't have to because it's all multiplication, times by 0.029. So that's how much would be collected per week, times 4 weeks. The last one, the federal income tax, this is the easy one. we're just going to take the 470 that was collected in any given week and multiply that by 4. And that tells me in month 1, this is how much I should have paid to the IRS. Now we're going to do almost the exact same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to come down and skip a line. And then I'm going to skip another line, because we're going to have 3 months. So I just pasted these in. We're going to go in and then just change the top. Month 2, week 44 through 47. And then month 3, week 48 through 52. So this first part wasn't difficult at all. And you're going to actually see that month 2 isn't difficult either. Month 2 is going to be just the same because nobody's hit the cap. Okay, so let's set up our formula. And if somebody does hit the cap, then we're going to have to switch it in month 2. If somebody does hit the cap at somewhere in this week's. But our guy, he doesn't hit the cap till week 49. So that doesn't happen until down here in month 3. All right, so our Social Security, we took this, times it by 0.124, and we multiplied it by the November total. And it should be, you're going to see that any months when a cap's not hit, and they have the same number of weeks, these amounts should all be the same. And they will be on this one. Okay, for Medicare, same thing. Take this times 0.029 times my number of weeks. And then finally, for the federal income tax, taking 470 times 4 weeks. And we get the exact same amount. Now, where it's going to get a little different is for month 3. For month 3, we're going to want to make another chart, just like what we did up here. And so, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and just copy it. So I'm going to start here so I can include everything. Copy this chart, and I'm going to come down here. And instead of it being for the whole quarter, this one is just going to be for the month. So my pays, it's going to start at the first one here, 48. We hit the cap in the next one, so 49. And then these will stay the same, 50 through 52 to end us out. Now, it's going to be a little quicker if I just reference it right up here. So whatever's in this cell, Mike, Jackie, and our last one. Okay. Now, for Mike, what we're going to do is we're going to see, well, what should have Mike had paid on his behalf for Social Security for his normal week. So on Mike's normal week, we go up to Mike's current Medicare wages, because that's what his Social Security would have normally been, his normal Social Security wages before cap hit. So we're going to simply take that times the 0.124 and simply just times 1 because it's only 1 week. We wouldn't even have to put in that times 1, of course, but that's just to help us remember why we're doing it. It's just for 1 week. And so Mike had collected or had due on his and the employer part $364.56 in Social Security. This one's the easy one because this is what he actually had taken out, and all we've got to do is just multiply it by 2. So all I'm doing is, and you don't have to do it this way. I think this is easier, the quickest way, is I just went up and said, okay, for 49th pay, because that's what we're at. Come up here, he had $104 taken out. And then we got to tack on the employer's part. So times 2. And then for pays 50 through 52, nothing. He hit the cap. So these are the ones we're going to have to actually go in and manually change depending on when the cap's hit. If it's hit in week 50 or 51, we may have to change some of these amounts. So I'm going to actually put this in yellow as well. And we'll put this as category as weeks. All right, for Jackie, she doesn't hit the cap at any point, so I can just come down and do a total for her. For Jackie, we can come up here and say, all right, Jackie, you have $49.60, but we want to remember to multiply that by 2 because you, the employee and the employer part. So that's what it would be for 1 week. Well, we don't want to do it for just 1 week. We want to do it for the entire quarter. Actually, sorry, we don't want to do it for the entire quarter. We want to do it, come here, for the 5 weeks. Okay, so again, I took Jackie's Social Security, multiplied it by 2 to include the employer part. So that would be what it is for 1 week out of the month. But we want to do it for 5 weeks. I could break it down per week, but that's unnecessary. It's going to come out to be the exact same. So total amount for my for Social Security, this includes the employee and employer parts, $1,068. So that's what I want this number to be. All right, Medicare, we're going to do it just like how we've done these. So let's go back and refresh. Remember, we took our Medicare wages times 0.029 times our number of weeks. So let's do that. Medicare, $37.40 in wages per week times the percentage of the employee and employer times the number of weeks. Notice that the Medicare is higher than it was for these guys, just because these guys only had 4 weeks. This one has 5 weeks, so it's going to have more. Same with the federal income tax. Federal income tax, we collected $470, and we're going to multiply that by 5 weeks. Now, the last line that I want to figure up is this line, the total liability for quarter. So my total for the quarter will be my 3 totals added up. And look at that. We want to come up here. We want line 13 to equal whatever this is, because these two should equal, and look at that, they do. So we can be fairly certain that we did this correctly. Okay, so at this point, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and save this example just so you can have it to reference back to. So what I would do is I would go in and Let's file, save as, and then put it wherever you like to save your stuff. So let's say I saved it here. Save it as, okay, so I've got it saved as my module 4 941 example. What I want to do is so I can use this going forward and not have to redo it all again in my template. I actually want to make this my template. This is going to be my new updated template. And I'm just going to go through and we're going to remove items that are in yellow. So if you go through and you delete everything in yellow, that's one of the, and the blue, that's why it helps having it nice and highlighted so we can easily go through. We can update our template. The one we're going to need to also do here is our Social Security wage. Let's go ahead and update this. Typically, it's just going to be this. Remember how we had this equals this guy here. So we're gonna re-put that back in. We're going to take out my little steps. And then we're going to go through the number of pays. Well, that's going to depend on the problem. These guys are going to be updated. I'm going to go ahead and put these in yellow. I'm going to leave them as this, so that reminds me which weeks we're in, but knowing that these are probably going to be updated. The number of pays per month, I can take these out for now. And everything, once I've taken out just those couple items, it didn't seem like very much, everything is back to 0. Everything is ready, fresh to go. All my journal entries are blanks. And I'm going to want to save this as my template, my new updated template that I'm going to use from here on out. All right, that's going to conclude our overview of the 941. I'm going to do a second video and we're going to go through the practice problem. So I would highly recommend going through the practice problem, see how you do, and then we'll go through the answers.